I didn't think I'd be in tears already, but that was amazing. Thank you, Simon. Yeah, that's pretty tough gig to follow. But we'll move on. We'll have a go anyway. I'll have a go. First of all, and I've been looking forward to doing this for 18 months since we came to this venue, I'd like to take the opportunity to say a massive thank you to every single one of you for coming on behalf of me and my wife. Obviously, we've hit that age now where we go to quite a few weddings, and a lot of people will say in this speech, and we're truly humbled for everyone to make the effort, but it is the most unique feeling in the world. You look around the room, people said you won't be able to take it all in, and it will just be a kind of a crazy day, and no truer word has been said, because just seeing so many faces from so many different times in my life and of Gabby's life, and just seeing everyone mingle together is just the most unique and amazing experience of life. So thank you so much to everyone for coming and for getting through the traffic as well, which I hear. It was fine on Thursday, but a really nice run. Stopped a Little Chef on the way, which was great, 2 hours straight through. It's really nice. Stonehenge, went past that, really good. But I hear for others it wasn't as good. 7 hours, was it, Tony, today? That's nice, isn't it? It's not too bad. There are a few people who've come a little bit further, so I wanted to do a special mention to the particular travellers. So Sarah and Gareth, Singapore, we think you win. Number 1. William, thank you for coming from Hong Kong. I know it's a tough gig having a whole flight with Uncle Rob for that long, so spending that long with his dad is quite difficult. But they've disappeared, but thank you. Krista from Canada, thank you very much. Awesome. Teeny from Holland, thank you. And, of course, Andy and Del from Wales. Thank you, guys. And last but not least, my sister from Dubai. And I want to take this moment as well to say that it's not just our special day today, because it is someone's birthday. And my uncle, Bill, is 75 years old today. Did you want me? Yeah. And I want to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, Uncle Bill, happy birthday to you. Next up, huge thank you to Simon, not only for your words, but to Simon and Taya for firstly inviting me into your family. It's a true privilege to be a web sheen, I think I'll call myself now. I quite like that, it works. Massive thank you for lunch. You guys paid for the wedding breakfast, and we really couldn't have done this without your support, and we would have had ribs and wings, which would have been made by me and Tony. So, the fact we had such a lovely meal is testament to you guys, so thank you so much. I wanted to say just a couple of words about how much Lisa and Gabby are credit to you. There are elements of both of them in you throughout. The creativity of things like the table numbers brilliantly put together by Taya, handmade, and the crafting elements that Lisa and Gabby are for you. So a massive round of applause, and thank you for that. And Simon, as well as being one of the the nicest guys I've ever met, genuinely a genius as well. I don't know if anyone knows this story, but Sam over there did a really cool work video for me, this Lego animation, and I went to Simon and said, "Oh, Simon, I need a little bit of a hand with the music. What would you recommend? Any ideas?" And thinking he'd come back with me with a little link to, why don't you try something like this? And he came back a day later with this wonderful piece of music that he'd handwritten, sat there on the piano writing on a Saturday. And he just to be honest, it was easier just to sit on the piano and write something out. This amazing 2-minute piece of music. So yeah, two of the nicest people I've met, and a huge privilege to be part of your family. Thank you. I want a huge thank you to the bridesmaids for, first of all, big toast to how awesome the bridesmaid looked today. Glittering glamtastic to the bridesmaids. And genuinely, thank you for making Gabby the happiest hen I've ever seen. Not only in the pictures, but she came back an absolute picture of joy after the best weekend of her life, while I was still in hell after my stag do. Literally, I was a broken man. I was like, she took me out for milkshakes, for ribs, and I was like, and then just beaming opposite me. So sorry for being a grump during the meal, but thank you so much. I was. And it should be said, looking particularly glamorous today, thank you to the awesome work from Emily. So, well done, Emily. They look amazing. And a huge special word for Lisa. Don't get emotional. Genuinely not met two people closer than you and Gabby. Two of the closest best friends ever. They speak every single day. This is embarrassing. But you two, watching you together is pretty awesome. And seeing how close you are is really, really cool. So. You can, yeah. See, while we're telling twin stories, the lovely moment with Lee, we had a barbecue, it would have been a couple of years ago now, and Lee walked in, and this guy was walking around going like, God, I had no idea. Gabby's pregnant. Why did no one tell me? He's literally walking around. Yeah. For about 2 hours. Everyone just left him to it. It was like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah. I think he came over you like, fair play. Yeah. But also, from my point of view, amazing secret keeper as well, Lisa, because the amount of presents that I've got just perfect somehow, including Gabby's bracelet today, which I just seemed to know, just came to me that I just kind of thought that would be right. So thank you very much, Lisa. I have to do a huge thank you to Alex for the best wedding branding I could have ever imagined. You may notice I've milked it for every single part it was worth. I was like, I'm having stickers. He was like, why do you need stickers? I'm having stickers. So thank you so much for not only doing the awesome branding, the great drawings, but for putting my eyebrows on there especially. Because I did ask for the eyebrows to be added so that I could be tailored nicely for it, so thank you very much. And for the first time, and probably the last time in my life, allow me to have a nicer suit than you on the day of the wedding, which is the only time. Thank you. So thank you, Alex. In fairness, he did design the suit, so it's kind of, meet in the middle somewhere, but thank you very much. I want to shout out to a few of my groomsmen, so a big shout out to Carlo. A man I've known for over 10 years now, football friends forever. And I think we've played about 10,000 games of FIFA and Pro Evo combined. A lot over the last 6 months where Gabby's been glittering and spraying things gold. And we've been providing moral support in the background. Genuinely one of the funniest people I've ever met as well. I have to say it delicately because about a lot of faces in the room be like, I thought I was the funniest person. But genuinely always keeping us entertained and and a really, really good and genuine friend as well. And Carlo's in charge of the music this evening, so I believe it's the garage set. 9:40 p.m. the garage set, isn't it? Yeah. Pre-mixed by myself, so if you are a garage fan, then make your way. I think you might divide the dance floor at that point, which is good.
20 minutes, that's it.
Yeah, okay, 20 minutes. It's enough, it's all we need. Big shout to my best men. Cowering in the background, they've never looked more miserable. It's been the biggest joy of my day, has been watching them not eat. Yeah. Although Andy had said he wasn't going to drink at all, and he seemed to be enjoying that red wine earlier, so he's done all right. He's done okay. Thank you for an amazing stag do, as I said, apart from the fact I'm ruined. And none of the promises were kept about, do you know what, we won't let them give you shots, we'll take him on your behalf. None of that seemed to... Oh, you had one, thank you, yeah. But yeah, thank you for an amazing time. They dealt with the news of me getting engaged by moving to Wales and then getting engaged himself shortly after, in Couples' instincts. But no, thank you very much. Two of my genuinely oldest friends, always been there through the ups and downs, and yeah, thank you. That's all I'm going to say, because I don't know what you're going to say. So I don't want to be too nice, because it could take it back, yeah. And I couldn't do my speech without talking about my second family, the Lees. For those of you who don't know the Lees, you'll know them by the end of the night. They're the without a doubt the most fun family I've ever met, the most fun people I've ever met. Without a doubt, if you've ever had Sunday nights at the Lees, they're called, like the epic. Where Sunday nights normally quite depressing, get ready for work the next day. But do you know what? Should we just have a Sunday night at the Lees? Takes the edge right off the weekend. It's fantastic. So thank you for being there through everything with me, guys. You've been like the second family that's helped bring me up. And I want to shout out as well to Nays, the bravest person I've ever met as well. And go for it. And if you do want to see a funny video, about 2 years ago was one of the most enjoyable nights of our lives in Munich, watching Chelsea win the Champions League, and Tony falling asleep during the game. So,
5 minutes.
Well, yeah, just a power nap.
I just rested my eyes.
Very wise. Huge shout out to the biggest influences in my life, without a doubt, being my brother and sister. I've got a picture of the Millennium Dome here, because when I was, to celebrate my GCSE results, the last good results I got at school, cheers Coffles, we went for a little trip to the Millennium Dome, had a few drinks, got me on my merry way in life, you might say. But generally, you've been there for everything. The amount of advice you've given me throughout everything with education, work ideas, all sorts of things. And, of course, one of the best bits of advice of all, you should give Guardian Soulmates a try. You might just meet the girl of your dreams. So, I know I said a lot about Paul and Fee, who, from a couple's perspective, are an inspiration to us, because you're an amazing couple. You've been a huge influence on Paul's life, and it's something that we definitely aspire to. And from Mel's point of view, I think I speak on all of us, we're so proud of what you're doing with your new life in Dubai that, we couldn't be happier for you. So we're very excited to visit. This is emotional, but I wanted to shout out for a couple of people who can't be here. Have a little sip. Thank you.
Go, Shino! Go, Shino!
Okay, so today would have been my mum's birthday. And a lot of people don't know her, probably haven't met her. She was an amazing person. Ooh, is it hot in here? And I think there's a bit of her in all of us, to be honest, the Sheens especially. And she was just really amazing for advice and so on. I wanted to tell one little story, which was, I think Carl would probably vouch for this best, where Carl would finish uni, not quite got the result he wanted, and was kind of ready. We were about to go to Ibiza, I think, as you do. It was the night before a trip to Ibiza. And even then, Mum kind of gave him advice, which I think he'd said if it come from anyone else, he wouldn't have listened to. But Mum said, Carl, honestly, go back, finish your course, get your journalism degree, because you'll regret it for the rest of your life if you don't. Came back from a couple of weeks to Ibiza, did exactly that, and Carl's now a successful journalist for 10 years. And that is one story from 100. Every single person who Mum met, she would give that little element in their lives and just make their lives better. And it's certainly something that's always inspired me. And I don't really do that, but I'm trying. And the other person who couldn't be here either is my dad. And again, such a huge influence on me as well in terms of my personality, I think. My dad loved being the centre of attention, loved holding court in the bar. Again, my dad used to have a local in Esher called The Bear, and Sandown Park is obviously down the road, and used to go to The Bear on a special a sound night where it was manic, and you'd walk in, there'd be a little sign that they put up called the Dave Sheen Exec Bar, and it'd have a little area cordoned off, especially for him. People used to walk in, they'd be like, sorry, no, this is Dave Sheen's friends only. And it just kind of sums up the personality that my dad was. And yeah, I just wanted to raise a glass to my mum and dad. Yeah. To my mum and dad. Cool. And finally, my wife. All I wrote on my card was just write how you felt when you walked down the aisle. So, you know, I thought I can't try and pre-plan this bit because it's going to be so hard to understand how I feel. And I felt undeserving of such an amazing, amazing, beautiful woman when you would walk down the aisle. You look absolutely stunning. You took my breath away. I couldn't take my eyes off you throughout the ceremony. He was telling me to look forward. I was like, I want to look at my Gabby. I was trying to get your attention at times. You were like that. I was like, look at me. Can we kiss yet? And you are the most beautiful girl I've ever met. And I can't believe that I can now say you're my wife. Obviously, she's quite organised. She's quite good at... She's fairly good at this kind of thing. She's quite good. So if there are weddings coming up, she's available for hire. But, I mean, everything you've done for this wedding, it's been an 18-month mission of... In a good way, though. It's kind of just, you've just done your bits, and it's just been amazing. And the amount of care and attention and detail that we've gone through, you've put every element into, and it's been an absolute joy to work with you on it. And it has been actually relatively stress-free, which is pretty impressive. As anyone who's had a wedding yet is pretty unlikely. So it's been an absolute joy. I wanted to tell the story of our first date. So we met on Guardian Soulmates. We were like one of the early internet daters when it was a bit like, do we tell people how we really met? It's a bit weird. But now everyone's on it, so it's okay. So we met in Farringdon in the Fence, glamorously. We had a visitor. My friend Mike over there and Tom. I made a criminal error. We were having a beer in the Bear outside my work, and they were like, where are you off to? Looking all dapper in your T-shirt and trainers. Impressor. Always impress. I was like, I'm going into a date. I've got a first date. Someone I met on Guardian Soulmates. I was like, that was an error. Sure enough, we're halfway through our first drink. I walk over like they have done. They've only turned up. So the two mates stood there just watching. I was like, brilliant. Cheers, guys. In fairness to them, they took their leave. People say there's a lot of sayings about you get a first impression within seconds and all those kind of things. The second you walked in, I was blown off by how beautiful you are. And then within 10 seconds of actually talking to you, I was like, oh, she's lovely. What a lovely, lovely person. And I think that is the impression that you give every single person you ever meet. It's actually a joy to introduce you to new people. There's a couple of people that you haven't met. I don't know if you met Rich yet. And it's like, I'm looking forward to you meeting, because it's like, the second you walk away, they're going to go, oh, she's nice. What a lovely, lovely girl. And that's all you ever want, is just to have someone alongside you who you're just so proud of. But the first date, anyway. The moment I knew, we went for, I think the second bar we went to was a little cocktail bar, and Gabby came back with 4 cocktails. I was like, what's that? She was like, oh, it's 2 for 1. I was like, you didn't get 2 then? She's like, no, it's a cocktail, it's fine. I was like, I like the cut of her jib. What's a jib? For the Simpsons fans, there you go. And the final thing I wanted to say was linked to something said about Lisa earlier, and Simon touched on it as well, is how incredibly proud I am of what you're doing with Sweet Pea. To actually take the brave step of starting your own company and then being so successful within a year is just a testament to everything about you. And I think nothing sums you up better than what's happening with this company, because by the nature of it being in the wedding industry, you're picking up clients because everyone's just saying how lovely you are and how brilliant you are to work with, and how you're a huge boost to their business. And I did actually go to the extra mile of asking a few people who you work with what they thought of you. So I asked a number of clients if you had 3 words to describe working with Gabby, how would you describe her? And we got loads of really nice words, but one person just absolutely nailed it. So Russell said the 3 Fs: focused, fantastic, and flawless. Quick tip, get someone else to write your speech for you. It's always useful. Nothing could sum it up better. And watching you guys now work together, it was like just watching them at the table working together, absolutely loving it, is just absolutely amazing. And the fact that you're so talented, and again, the amount of touches with this wedding where people are just so happy to help you out. Yeah, just have some shoes, have this, have that, is just a testament to everything about you. So I want to finish my speech by just saying that I can't wait to grow old with you, have so many adventures ahead, and enjoy every single moment of our lives together. To Gabby. Is that okay?